Hi guys, in this video I will be talking about how I passed my IELTS even with 9 months pregnancy. Yes, you heard me right. Guys, the topics I will cover in this video is the tips that you need to pass your IELTS on the first sitting and have a very high score. I will also in this video touch the 4 basic components of the IELTS, which is the writing, the reading, the listening, and the speaking. I will give you tips on how to pass each one. Reason so that if there is any one you are finding difficult, you will know how to go about it. Guys, this is basically what this video is all about. And if this sounds so interesting to you, then your captain is right in front of you. You have to come with me and let's go right into this video.
Nails are chipped, my ends are split. I flex my fancy bag, but we all know it's counterfeit. These jeans are thrift, my radish. I like my wine cheap, as we all know it does the.
Hi guys, you are welcome back to this baby girl's channel. My name is Adeze Onyeka. I'm a Nigerian vlogger and I live in the United Kingdom with my family. In this channel, I make videos about relocation, my lifestyle in the United Kingdom, vlogs, showing you what it means like living in this country and keeping it real at the same time. Guys, if this sounds interesting to you and this is the contents you love watching, hit the red button down below, guys, and subscribe to my channel. Be part of this positivity gang family, and trust me, you will not regret doing so. Welcome back to the channel, guys. To all my returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you guys for always supporting your baby girl. So guys, without wasting your time, let's go right into the topic of the day. Let's go. Guys, this video is all about IELTS. As promised, guys, I will be telling you guys how to pass your IELTS. I passed my IELTS with a 9 months pregnancy and I made it on the first sitting. Guys, the tips and the secrets will be revealed in this video. Guys, if this sounds so interesting to you, you want to write your IELTS, you don't know how to go about it, you have been writing your IELTS and you have been failing, you have been writing your IELTS and you have not reached the required band score, guys, this video is definitely for you. I'm going to break it down to bits so that your next IELTS, you will come out with flying color. So you guys, talking about IELTS, guys, like I said before, I wrote my IELTS with 9 months pregnancy. I will attach the picture on the screen on the day I wrote my IELTS. I wrote my IELTS on the 12th of March, you guys, and I gave birth to my son on the 2nd of April. Before you start watching this video, I will advise you, get your pen, get your jotter, and get ready to jot down points that is going to help you to excel in your next IELTS exam. If you have been writing IELTS and you have not reached your required band score, watch this video to the end. If you have not written IELTS, this video is for you and you want to write IELTS. Guys, it is no news that any country you are migrating to that is not your home country, especially the Western worlds, you need to write your IELTS. IELTS is basically an English language test that shows that you can be able to communicate, speak, write in English language, guys. This is basically what the IELTS is. Guys, IELTS have 4 components. We have the writing, we have the reading, we have the speaking, and we have the listening. Guys, it is no news that a lot of people have been writing IELTS. Some have written twice, 3 times, 4 times, and as high as 5 times in order to get their required band score, and it have not been easy. Also, guys, it is no news that a lot of people get scared whenever they hear about IELTS. They are scared of failing IELTS. The cost of writing IELTS is quite high, trust me, and this is not what you want to do, going to write IELTS, failing and writing again. It's money we are talking about here. So that's why I'm here to tell you the secrets, the tricks, and the things you need to do to pass your IELTS on the first sitting. I will advise you, you don't need to skip this video because every information on this video is very, very important and highly needed. So guys, let's proceed. I want to tell you the most important tips that you need to know before you even book your IELTS. I want to tell you these tips is what will help you to prepare for your IELTS. Guys, if you see me looking down, just know I'm looking at my bullet points. Of course, I cannot have all these things off held. So, the first bullet point I have here is to beware of fear and anxiety. Guys, it is no news that a lot of people fail IELTS because of fear. Guys, permit me to say that fear is one of the reasons why you fail in anything you want to do in life. It's not just about IELTS. Whenever you want to do anything and you have fear about doing that thing, that's over. There is a high probability that you will definitely fail in that project. And this applies to IELTS. Whenever you are scared of writing IELTS, that's it. So if you really want to pass your IELTS and you are determined to pass, you have to remove the fear. See IELTS as a normal English test that you write. See IELTS as the normal English that you have been taught in school. See it as the normal WAEC, GCE, SSCE, NECO or thereabouts that you wrote during your high school. Just see IELTS like that and you are sure to pass. Guys, my second point is practice. Practice, 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 you guys. And practice using the IELTS time. Guys, the time to write your IELTS, that's the listening, the reading, and the writing, is 2 hours, 40 minutes. So, I will advise you to practice using these hours. Whenever you are practicing, set your time and make sure that you do not exceed this time. This will really help you. And if you can be able to master your time, that's the game changer. Because during the exam, once your time is over, you cannot write anything. Okay? The third bullet point is sit down and identify what will work for you. In the sense that identify if you are going for the paper-based or the computer-based. If you are not too good with the computer, please stay away from the computer-based. All of this will be written in a center where there will be invigilators, both the computer and the paper-based. The difference is that the paper-based, you are writing on the paper, and the computer-based, you are writing it using the computer. So if you are not good with keyboards and all that, please stay away from the computer-based. Go and write paper-based. Personally, I wrote the paper-based. Okay? So guys, another important tip is to identify the type of IELTS you are about to write. Guys, if you are going for study, you are going to write the IELTS academics. If you are going for a job in the UK, work visa, it is the UKVI IELTS General, especially for those of you coming via the care worker route, okay? UKVI General IELTS. Moving forward, guys, the next thing you should do is to do mock tests. Guys, once you register on the IELTS exam, you will be given a material that you use to practice. These mock exams, you can only access it with your login details. So you guys, practice with this IELTS mock test. Practice, practice, practice. Open the mock test. Write the exam like you are writing it in the hall. Okay? Practice with it and make sure you are sticking to the time. Identify the tricks. Learn the skills. The next thing I want you to know, the next tip, is to learn the IELTS exam format. Guys, understand the format of the IELTS. Don't cram it. Don't go and cram past questions. It will not help you because they keep changing the questions. And if you go to cram these questions, you find out that you come to the hall confused. Learn the format, learn the skills, learn how this thing works. It's another thing that you should do, and I did, is that I learned the IELTS grading criteria. Okay? Learn their grading criteria. Learn how they grade. It will help you to know what you are doing actually. Make sure you answer all questions on the exam day, guys. Make sure you answer all questions. Don't leave any question unattended to. Another tip you might want to know is to check out YouTube videos and specialist blogs. Check out YouTube video, okay? So guys, before I proceed, let me tell a little bit of my story and tell you how I was able to do this. Guys, I registered my IELTS 2 weeks to the exam. This is what you want to do. Don't give yourself too much time to start practicing. I notice that the more you practice, especially using the book, the more confused you are. This was what worked for me. I never read any material on IELTS. I never read any book on IELTS. Okay? What did I do? I registered for my IELTS. I got the material. Like I said, once you register for IELTS, IELTS will give you a material for your mock exams where to practice. I will always log in and practice, guys. That was what worked for me. Guys, what worked for me was effective time management. Whenever I'm doing this practice, I will put a stopwatch on my phone and check my time. I don't want to exceed the time that is allocated to this a particular one. For example, listening. I don't want to exceed the time that is allocated to listening. If you can be able to practice and follow the time frame, this is going to help you both in the exam hall. The next thing I was able to do was to understand the format of the exam, the tricks, the skills involved. How does these questions come like? How will I answer it? How was I able to master these things? Practice. When I fail, I try to redo again. So this is how I was able to prepare, and I came out to flying colors. Now, I will give you the tips individually. Each one, I will give you the tips on what I did that made me to excel. The first I will talk about is the writing. Guys, we all know that IELTS writing can be very tricky and difficult sometimes because you are not sure of the answer. When you are doing your writing, you don't know if you are getting it right or not, because it's not like the reading that you will read and you answer question being asked. So the writing is one part of the IELTS that you should understand very well how it works and the tips to pass your writing. Guys, the IELTS writing comes in two stages. We have the task 1 and the task 2. You are only given 20 minutes for task 1. Make sure you don't spend more than 20 minutes on task 1 because you need 40 minutes for task 2. Time management is the goal, is a key in writing your IELTS. Guys, always make sure you write over 150 words for task 1 and over 250 words for task 2. Don't make that mistake of not writing over these figures. Guys, before you start writing, plan your essay. Plan what you want to write. For example, first question for my task 1, I was asked that a friend of mine invited me over to her place. But unfortunately, I have another task that I will be going for. I should write a letter to this friend telling her that I will not be able to make our appointment. They gave me hints. What they need. That's one thing with IELTS. They will give you hints on what they need. Okay? They told me I should tell the person the reason why I should not come to her place. And I should also try to book another date if possible on when to meet her. Guys, you have to reason something immediately, the story you want to tell in your letter. Okay? Yeah, so that's it. I planned my essay. Look at your book, use your question paper and plan your essay, how you should write it to make sense. The first thing I did was to greet my friend. You know, it's an informal letter. Of course, she is my friend. I greeted her. I explained to her that, yeah, remember I'm supposed to come to your home so dates. But unfortunately, my company is taking me abroad for an internship. This was not planned, and I have been looking up for this internship for quite a long time. Are you getting it now? You have to tell a story, okay? You have to organize it, plan your essay, what you want to write. So after you plan it, you now put it right inside the letter. Don't just start writing without being able to plan what you are going to write, how they are going to be. So try to understand that this paragraph, the first paragraph, I want to greet my friend. The second paragraph, I want to let her know why I won't come. Okay. The third paragraph, I want to see when she will be available, so we'll reschedule. Something like that. Okay. Plan your paragraph before you start writing. So you don't just start writing out of context, and at the end of the day, you will not reach your 150 words, or you will write way more than 150 words. Remember, I will show you the sheet. I will show you the writing material, the writing paper, how it looks like. Okay. So you have to be as brief as possible for task one, because you don't have enough space to write quite a long story. For task two as well, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, before you start writing an essay, plan your essay, plan your paragraphs. How many paragraphs do you want in each essay? Plan it and know what you will be writing on that paragraph, okay, before you start writing. Think of a story to tell. They will tell you the points they need in the essay. Always make sure you cover the points. That's one thing with IELTS that I like. They will not just give you essay and expect you out of the mood to write whatever. No, they will tell you the points they need in that essay. So always make sure you cover the required points in your essay. All the points that they listed that they need to see in the essay, make sure that they are in that essay. That's why it's good you plan your essay. Am I communicating? So that you will entertain all the points required. Guys, for task 2, don't forget to write your conclusion. Don't miss it. Even if you have only 3 minutes left, use it to write conclusion. The last paragraph will always be like, in conclusion, you write the conclusion. Please remember this. Now, the next part is always organize your writing in paragraph, both for task 1 and task 2. Your writing should have paragraphs. And know the words to use to start a paragraph. For example, moreover, nevertheless, finally, and check your spelling. Always check your spelling. Spelling can fail you in writing. Okay? After writing, proofread what you wrote and check your spelling. Make sure you have the correct spelling. Now, for instance, you run out of paper. Sometimes you might be writing and you need extra sheets. There is room for extra sheets. Just raise your hand, get extra sheet. So guys, the next tips we'll be going into is IELTS in reading exam tips. Guys, I will be telling you guys how I passed my reading exam. Guys, the first tips is to read the instructions carefully. Reading is all about, they will give you a paragraph, they will tell you a story. They are expected to read and then answer the questions that follow. Guys, read carefully. When you are going into the exam hall, make sure you are going with your mind, your spirit, and your soul intact. Don't have distracted attention. Once you have distracted attention, trust me guys, you cannot be able to write these exams. All your troubles, all your worries, throw it away. Keep it one side before you go into the exam hall, so you don't get distracted. So always read the paragraphs, always read the story you are being told carefully. Guys, when you are doing your reading, don't waste time trying to find one answer. Once the number one question, you don't get the answer, move to the next one. You can easily come back to it. Because the more time you are wasting, the more you cannot be able to finish your exam. Always keep your eye on the clock. Always work with your time. If the reading part says 1 hour, please stick to that time. Guys, I always write my answers in the answer sheet. Some people will tell you, write on the question paper, later you transfer. There is no time for that. You might not be able to transfer it. So please, we are writing with pencil. Remember, write directly onto your answer sheet so that if you make a mistake, you can erase it. Remember, in reading, your aim is to find answers and not to understand the whole passage. Okay? So go straight to getting the answers. I would recommend you use all capital letters for your answers. So you guys, one of the most important tips in reading is time management skills. Guys, I cannot emphasize on this enough. There is section 1 and section 2, as well as section 3 in reading. Guys, the section 1 and section 2 should not take you more than 20 minutes. When I was practicing, I don't pass more than 15 minutes, guys, before the exam proper. And this is what I used on the exam day. I do more of skimming and scamming in section 1 and 2. What do I mean by skimming and scamming? And when I'm reading, I'm trying to identify the possible answers. The best thing that worked for me is, before I read, I first of all check the questions. After checking the questions, I will now go back to this thing, to the story or whatever, skimming it to try to find out the answer. That's all. I put my answer and I'm off there. I don't know if I'm communicating. Section 3 in reading is the cocoa. Okay? You have to keep up to 30 minutes for section 3 of reading. The second tip in reading, don't bother reading the passage, is a waste of time. Like I said, I first of all read the questions, okay? Gather the keywords, know what I'm looking for. I will now go to the passage and fish them out. This is the best strategy. It will work for me. And if you can adopt that, it will work for you. Guys, that is it for IELTS reading. Okay? Please practice reading very well. Use the time frame. I will not ever emphasize this. The time frame is very, very, very important. Try not to exceed the time frame. So guys, the tips for the IELTS listening exam. Guys, the tips for the IELTS listening exam is number 1, make sure your headphones are working. In my center, we were giving headphones, okay? So you have to test it. Once you are testing it, guys, they will put something, they will allow you guys to test your headphones. Always make sure your headphone is working and you can listen and can hear you very well. Please, if it's not working, raise your hand and have a change. In a situation where you are not given a headphone, they will play the recording. Please make sure you can hear the recording. Very, very important. If you cannot hear the recording, raise your hand. Somebody will come to you. Tell them to increase the recording for you. This is very important because if you cannot hear what the recording is saying, you cannot listen, and how will you answer the questions that follows? This listening skill is just to make sure to test your ability to listen and understand. Can you listen to what somebody is saying? Guys, one of the tips that worked for me is that before the listening recording started, I used to look at the questions. Please, very important. Always read the question before the recording starts. Even when you are practicing, use this method. It's going to help you a lot, okay? I used to read my questions before the recording starts because it will help me to know the answer faster, okay? I have read the question. When I'm now hearing it, it's no longer new. There are things I'm expecting. It's even possible when you're hearing it, you are putting down the answers because you have the questions already. What thing I do is that I focus on listening for the answers. I don't really focus on understanding the whole things. Although you can do that, understanding the whole things is also good. But for me, I focus on the answer. Why? Because I have read the questions ahead, okay? I'm just focused to pick the answers, guys. Hey, I don't want to fail. So guys, when you are listening, start writing your answers on your question papers. As they are talking, be putting down your answers. Things that you know, this is my answers. Because these people, they can be quite fast. Be writing it down somewhere so you don't forget. Guys, in listening, they will tell you how many words you need for each answer. Okay? Always take note of that. After the recording ends, you'll be given 10 minutes to transfer your answer to the answer sheet. Please, make sure that you check your spelling and your grammar. Very important. Please don't make mistake in your spelling. So guys, let's move to the IELTS speaking test. Guys, the IELTS speaking test is just like discussion, okay? They want to make sure that you can be able to speak fluently and you can speak well. It's a discussion between you and the examiner. Whether you do the paper-based or the computer-based, there must be a speaking test. The speaking test is the same. It's the same thing. There must be an invigilator sitting in front of you. Two of you will be discussing. We'll just be asking you normal questions and you'll be answering them. For example, the question I was asked was about my favorite city. I was asked, what is your favorite city? What do I like about the city? You know, we are just discussing. It's just like a normal discussion. So why do you speaking? It's a face-to-face discussion. Try to comport yourself. Try to relax. Try to just be yourself and talk. Okay? Don't shiver. Don't be scared. so you don't fail. Look at the invigilator face to face. Be proud of yourself. Don't be shy. Shyness is one thing that triggers you off in the speaking test. Just discuss like you are gisting with your friend. It's a normal discussion, okay? Don't be too, too formal. Just free yourself and talk. The speaking test lasts only 11 to 14 minutes. It is the shortest in all these things. Let me tell you the tips on how to pass your speaking test. One tip: practice speaking English before your test day. Practice expressing your opinions on different topics. Guys, there are different topics they can ask you: family, sports, animal, lifestyle, a lot of topics. The invigilator can just ask you anything, can just bring up a topic on anything, and you guys will start communicating. Okay, so learn to express yourself very well, right? Like I said before, be confident and ready to chat. Be friendly. Being friendly is very nice. Smile all through. Just relax the way you are just chatting with friends, right? Relax and be friendly. Okay? They just want to make sure that you can communicate. That's it. Next tip is to listen carefully to what she will ask you and go straight to the point. When you ask a question, add more information. Don't stop until the examiner asks you to stop. Keep talking. Okay. Another tip for speaking is don't focus only on vocabulary. Vocabulary is just 25% of your mark. You can wear anything you want. This is not a job interview. Clothing have nothing to do with your mark. Okay. American or British English can be used, guys. Don't go there and start speaking pidgin English. Okay. Yes, please. Guys, if you don't get the question, ask the person to repeat the question. It will not affect your mark. The most important thing is that you heard her and you answered what she's asking, okay? Showcase your language skills, okay? Be confident enough. Guys, think of your experience relating to the topic. Always learn to tell stories, okay? Tell stories. Tell as many stories as you can remember. Please, guys, learn to express yourself using your own language, like speaking normal. Don't try to start forming phonetics, what you know you are not good with. No. For example, if the topic is museums, think about the museums you have been to or the ones you intend to go. Okay, you can tell the person, oh, you have not been to a museum, but there is so museum you intend to go, something like that. Oh guys, this is it for the tips on the individual test. Okay, now guys, I want to tell you how it is going to be on that day, things you should do on the day of your test. Guys, the first one is to sleep and eat well. Guys, on the day of your test, you need to eat very well and you need to have enough rest. I know back days in the university days, if we have exam the next day, you will catch us reading overnight just to pass. Guys, it's wrong. You need to rest well, you need to eat so that your brain, your system will be at peace. Okay? Clothes. Guys, wear something very comfortable. Okay? So that you'll be free to, move and write. Okay? Guys, you can take a bottle of water into the exam hall. Just make sure it's transparent. Arrive early. Try to arrive early to your exams, please. Don't go late, because if you come late, you might not be able to take the exam. These people can be very, very strict. Toilets. Guys, minimize your moving to the toilet. Even if you take permission that you want to go to the toilet, trust me guys, nobody will stop you from going. But just know that your time is going. They will not give you extra time. Once everybody stops, please go to the toilet, go to the washroom before the exam starts. Do everything you want to do. Don't get any form of distraction once the exam starts, because it's included in your time and you don't want to run out of time, do you? I know you wouldn't. Please take note of this. No phones. You will not be allowed to go into the exam hall with your phones. Please take note of pencil and eraser. Guys, come with your own extra pencil. In my own time, we are giving pencil and eraser, okay? You can come with extra ID. I advise people to use their international passport to register for the IELTS. Guys, your international passport is your international identification, okay? Always register with your international passport and have it handy on the day of the exam. Listen to instructions. Guys, please relax and listen carefully to all the instructions that is given to you. This is of very, very paramount importance. There will be a clock on the exam room, guys. I don't think you will be allowed to take a wristwatch. So please always make use of that watch. Manage your time. I will not stop saying this. Time management is more important in this. Finally, focus and be calm. Focus on why you are there. Be calm, be relaxed, and answer your questions and come out with a flying color. Don't cheat. Cheating is prohibited and it will cost you the exam. If you're caught cheating, that's it. You will not be able to continue with the exam, and that's automatic failure. Your money is gone and it's gone forever. Bear that at the back of your mind before you even think about cheating. No dictionary. Remember, you are not allowed to take dictionary into the exam hall. No phone. We are just going to the exam hall, just you. Okay? Take your test paper home. Please, after your test, the materials, everything belongs to them. Don't take anything out of the hall except your pencil or your eraser that you came with. Okay? So, you guys, I tried to log into my IELTS this thing, and I am not able to make use of the online materials again. They didn't allow me because my test is completed. I would have loved to show you guys some things there, but trust me, it's something you can play around with. IELTS is not difficult. Hear this from me and take it home. IELTS is very, very easy. Remove the fear, be confident, prepare well, practice, maximize your time. That's all. Go in there and excel. Guys, this will be all for IELTS. I hope you will be able to, you know, make use of this. Go to ET YouTube page and learn more. Check for blogs that talks about IELTS and learn more. If you have any material, use it and practice, okay? No knowledge is a waste. I will keep saying it. Our grace level is not the same. What works for me might not work for you. The way I study might not be the way you study. So you know yourself, I know myself. Personally, if I take long to practice for something, I don't get interested again, and I will not be serious with it. But once I have a limited time, I give it all my best and I will come out with a flying color. That's what happened with my IELTS. I had only 2 weeks to practice and write the IELTS. I just used that 2 weeks and practice and I passed. Some people might require months to practice. So all of us, we don't have the same strategy of studying. So know what works for you. You know yourself better than I do. Everything I mentioned in this video is what worked for me. You can try it and it will work for you. Left for me, there is no need to start looking for books to read and all that. Just take the materials they will give you online, practice with the mock exams, write the exams, try to learn the skills, try to learn the formats. Don't try to cram anything because the question might not be the same and you will get disappointed. Go to YouTube and watch videos on how to pass your IELTS, and trust me, you will make it. Guys, this is the end of this video. If you watched to this moment, you know who you are. Come on, you know who you are. You are the real MVP. Thank you guys for sticking to this moment. And if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please consider subscribing and join my family. Guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys and bye.